Hello, beautiful strangers, and welcome back to another episode of Myth. When last we left off, So was missing, and we can't find her. And that's very sad. And I'm very sad as well. I really want to play more Dark Souls. But my next fight where I am, I'm in front of a fog gate that behind said fog gate or light gate, whatever, is a, a boss fight. It makes me sad. I have to fight Ornstein and Smo next time I sit down to play Dark Souls, so that's gonna be fun. I get to start that fight, and I've beaten it before. I remember not really having any issues with it the last time I played it, but the last time I played Dark Souls, which again I didn't beat the game. I got like 3/4 of the way through, but I didn't beat it. I was playing a tanky build. I was in heavy armor. I was fat rolling everywhere with my nice big strength weapon with my nice big strength score. And I'm currently playing a Dex Pyro build. And I am enjoying combat a lot more as a Dex Pyro build. But it's going to be difficult to fight them and poise through the all of anything because I don't have any poise because I'm fast rolling everywhere. Let's just ignore me. I'm sorry. Let's get back into it, shall we? Dinner for So and me was ready for us in the living room. And I finally began to sob as I saw that cold food waiting for us. Oh, I thought there was a thing that was supposed to... God, is my... I shouldn't be... I know that this is probably right, gonna have to be right. I just, it's so weird that I'm mixing up certain scenes, I guess. Or I guess my timeline is mixing up. I don't know. It's weird. I could have swore there was a very specific scene after that a very specific thing happened, and it's not happening. I guess. Fuck. What's your name? I tried asking Loki-san's child that. He looked at me like I was crazy. Loki-san told me to be friends with you, so I want to. He told me his name after that. Narfi. Narfi. I see. Our conversation ended after that. I didn't know how to be friends with him. It'd be different if I had something to do with him. I tried to think of something. What god are you? That's all I had. Narfi's eyes went wide. It reminded me of Loki-san. It was amusing. Huh? What god? Dora-san's the god of lightning, and Scotty-san's the goddess of snow. So I was wondering what god you are. I don't know how to pronounce Norse names at all. I apologize. The way Narfi smiled wasn't like Loki-san, though. I'm not a god of anything. I'm the son of a traitor, that's all. I thought that was boring. Why is Loki-san down there? He wants to see you. That seems like a good thing to talk about. But Narfi looked upset. I'm sorry. I apologized. I didn't want to make him upset. Narfi said it was fine, though. I felt really bad. It made me think that Narfi must be a good person, too. My dad is a traitor. That's how it is. That's how we were programmed. Or he was programmed. Programmed? Yeah, programmed? I had never heard that word before. The people here were really interesting. It was fun learning about all of these things that they knew about and I didn't. And that goes for me being the traitor's son, too. And I really didn't want him to look so upset. Do you love your dad? Huh? I think that'd cheer him up. Of course I do. And that was great. Odin-san called for me when I was bringing Loki-san his dinner. I forgot to tell you this earlier. I waited for her to finish. I need you to kill him. Who? Loki? Huh? Why? Why would I kill him? I like Loki-san. I don't want to kill him. I like him. So I told her that. What about your mother? Mama was different. I wanted to eat her. So I did. That was all there was to it. So why don't you eat Loki too? Eat him? Eat Loki-san? She said yes. That's how you express your affection after all, berserker. Huh? You ate your own mother. You wanted to eat her because you loved her so much. Was that right? Was that why I wanted to eat Mama? That's right. It's not strange or anything. It's just how you personally express your affection for someone by making them your own. Mama ate me. She just nodded. Your mother must have loved you. Then she suddenly said this. If you can't give me an answer, what's that? Write down your intentions here. She presented me the book that she was writing in before. She asked me if I could write, and I told her I could. Why should I do that? It's for your sake. I'm confused, but okay. I thought about it. Did I want to kill... Don't... Almost dropped my phone. Caught it, though. I suck. Did I want to kill Loki-san? I didn't want to. The shadow I killed was in pain. I didn't want Loki-san to be in pain either. And I liked Loki-san, so I didn't want to do that. Like... love? Wait, then... that means... I moved my hand. I hadn't written anything in a long time, but it wasn't a problem. I wrote down my answer. My intentions. Myth. Day 10. Desired knowledge of relativity. A heavy atmosphere hung over the living room. Where could she have gone? To Shimon, this must have made absolutely no sense. 3 of us left yesterday, but only 2 of us returned, and we don't know where the 3rd one had gone. I'm sure she'll come back. We just have to stay strong and wait. I suppose. Shimon was unhappy. What a waste of her birthday. No, that's not true yet. We just had to find So, and we could celebrate with everyone and show Shimon our fireworks. The chances of us finding her were 100%. We just had to keep searching until we did. She's gonna get hungry soon anyway, considering how she eats. She'll come running back then. So don't worry, we'll find her today. Okay. I had no proof that would actually happen. I was just hoping it would. But that was fine. I was able to ease Shimon's worries somewhat, at the very least. So, what I had said wasn't pointless. I'd never agree with someone saying it wasn't the right thing to do. Everyone from yesterday had already gathered together. They stood up once they saw me. None of us said a word. We just headed back into the forest in silence. I was hoping, though. Hoping that we'd find her, almost as if it was only natural that we would. At the very least, we were working with favorable conditions. The surroundings were quiet and our voices carried well off into the distance. But despite that, we still didn't find her. We even did the same thing we did yesterday, but we still had no luck. My throat didn't hurt as much as it did yesterday. I suppose I was getting used to yelling like that. My chest wasn't in pain either. Or perhaps it was just because I was so confident that we would find her. It was as though that confidence had built a foundation of sorts in my chest. I wasn't in pain anymore. I was going to find her, no matter what. Had enough of a break. We didn't speak at all after descending the mountain. Hearing the chief talk again was almost comforting. The silence was strange to me. It didn't bother me, though. It felt like my very being had been split apart. I nodded to the chief. The other villagers must have felt the same way. "Mito-san?" I heard Shimon call me as I headed for the foot of the mountain. "Uh-huh? What's up?" She was really flustered. Did So show up or something? "Do you have a moment?" She called for me specifically. I guess she didn't want everyone else to hear. "Give me a second, guys." I headed for the gate with Shimon. What's wrong? It must have not been related to So then, since she didn't seem to be comfortable talking about it with the others around. In any case, I waited for her to begin. "I wasn't sure if I should bring this up now, but I think it's important." Then she said, "I found the woman we were looking for." "Huh?" It took me a moment to process that. She was talking about the woman at the village outskirts that we had looked for earlier. Oh, right, I was going to check something because we had more encounters. Yes. Okay, we've got Berserker eats Loki, parent and child to Narfi. Got it. Loki, gender male, everything else unknown. The betrayer. A member of the Radari force tasked with slaying the shadows in Asgard. He remains locked up in the dungeon for reasons unknown, though. Could it be because that's his role, or could it be for something else, or because of something else? And Narfi, child of the betrayer, gender male, everything else unknown. A member of the Shadow Slayer force in Asgard known as the Radari. His father is a betrayer, and he's very ashamed of that fact. Interesting. I knew that I was pretty sure that they got character thingies, but I wanted to read them. She was talking about the woman at the village outskirts that we had looked for earlier. While everyone else was out, I kept on searching for the voice, and yesterday, when I went to the woman's house, she was home. I can worry about that tomorrow. Unfortunately, it seems like she's leaving the village very soon. You have no other chance to meet with her otherwise. Did you ask her about the voice? I mean, you went out of your way to visit her house. She wants to speak with you. Apparently she has something really important to tell you. What poor timing. I cursed my rotten luck. The village chief and the others will search for Sosan. You should visit the woman's house. Want to go together? Damn it. I was pissed at So for all of this, too. She had to disappear now of all times and cause all of this trouble for us. She was such an idiot. I didn't actually say that, but I wasn't happy. Sorry. I turned and headed for the mountain again. The village chief and the others were waiting there. Mito-san? Shimon grabbed my arm. You said it was very important. You might be able to find that voice. I'll just find a different lead. This might be your only lead. How do you know that? I'm only searching for the voice because I'm curious about it. Compared to So safety, it means nothing. But you don't have to go look with everyone else. I know it's inefficient. But I can see her smile again if we find her. Maybe I can even see her crying. That seems very important to me. It wasn't until now that I understood what So was trying to say to me beforehand. I want to know more about you because I don't get you at all. What's the point of that? She was acting like I used to. I felt like I saw a side of her that I never would have expected. But that was wrong, Shimon. At least it was to me. I don't know her well, so I want to know more about her. There was no reason for me to wait for Shimon to continue. All I could do was give her my thanks as I headed back to the foot of the mountain. That's an interesting look. that you're giving us? What did you want? Nothing. Usual. Let's get going. The village chief didn't seem satisfied with my answer as we continued into the forest. So, nothing had changed. So was nowhere to be found. So, no one complained about that though, because it would just make the rest of us depressed. We had Shimon's birthday party to look forward to, after all. Me too. The chief suddenly shouted. I quickly reacted. I could see a small, inconspicuous cliff covered in trees. And so was there. She must have heard us walking toward her. Yet, she just looked up at the sky, completely out of it. Yep, brain damage. Yo, what happened? Nothing. I just kind of got lost. You've got a little bit of... You're kind of... whatever. It's okay. Well, you can get cleaned up whenever you get home. Probably. She looked haggard, probably because she hadn't slept due to being so hungry. It hurt to look at the bags under her eyes. You dumbass, don't make the rest of us worry about you like that. The chief lightly poked her head. She didn't respond like she usually would. So tightly embraced something. It was a fluffy plant. Porcupine grass? Anyway, I followed you two and then I found this fluffy plant. She must have noticed that I was looking at the plant. The tone of her voice suggested she was tired. I thought, wouldn't it be pretty if we added this to the fireworks? And that's how she strayed away from us. So she went to pluck that plant, but when she returned, we were gone. I was just gonna play for a bit longer before heading home. I ain't kidding. Her dirty clothes contradicted her words. You made us all worry. Whoopsie, sorry about that. So, son, I'm so glad we found you. We were so worried. Please scold us again. Oh, that dude wants to get stepped on, huh? Yeah, you masochists. The stiff smile on her face was even more suspicious. Enough playing on the mountain. Let's head home. But there was no point pushing her into telling us the truth. I picked up so I could carry her upon my back. I thought she would have a fit, but she didn't. Her body was lighter than I thought it'd be. We began to head back the way we came. Luckily, we found So near the base of the mountain, so it wouldn't take long to get her down. Mato. What? She spoke to me from behind. Ain't you gonna say anything? I was just trying to do my best for Shimon-san, but I ended up being a burden. So you at least realized you made a mistake. I lifted her legs up again to reposition her. Her bangs tickled at the back of my neck. I'm an idiot. She giggled, but her demeanor was lacking the usual vigor she had. It wasn't supposed to be like that. I was supposed to hide the porcupine grass at the base of the mountain, and I wanted to surprise you guys and Shimon-san. And I just made you all worried. I made you upset, worthless. I wanted to make her feel better. I searched for the right words. You're an idiot. You really do only think about what's right in front of you. You know me well. But that's a good thing too. So don't worry about it. That was the only thing I could say to her right now. But I'll handle the rest. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep being reckless. I'll always be there to look for you in the end. I think I went a little overboard this time. You did. You need to think about what you're doing, or what you've done. Mato. What? Is it okay if I cry? Do what you want. If I cry now, everyone's gonna notice though. It's kinda embarrassing. Just crying to my back. No one will notice. Not a bad idea, you stud. But if you start hurling insults at me, forget it. We fell silent after that. I looked up at the sky as I carried So on my back. Eventually, I started to hear her sob. I could feel her tears as she pressed her face against me. I repositioned her again, making sure her head wouldn't get sore. Drop my phone. That's what I get for bragging about not dropping it earlier. And retrieved. No, that's all settled. We ended up successfully descending the mountain with So. So-san. Riri and Shimon were waiting for us back at Shimon's house. Are you okay? Oh no, you're hurt. I'm fine. Anyway, I made you a meal. I'll get it for you in a moment. Oh, nothing beats your cooking. You make it sound like you had a meal out there. Well, I am Survivor So after all. I was blessed with nature's bounty. She had some nerve saying that, considering how emaciated she looked. You wouldn't look that emaciated after skipping 2 meals? You really wouldn't. I mean, your stomach probably wouldn't be as full because you wouldn't have anything in your stomach, but you wouldn't look like that thin. I mean, I've done that before. I looked the exact same. I didn't weigh myself, to be fair. But she didn't eat dinner, and she didn't eat breakfast, and it's like dinner time now. Like, some people do that regularly. But whatever. I wanted to show everyone the marks on my back left by your tears. If I turned around, her pride would be shot. Mwahahaha. I couldn't do that after seeing her act completely normal again, though. Either way, I was glad. I gently slid open the sliding door to Shimon's room. Shimon was writing something. She seemed happy. Okay. I signed to So with my fingers. She was in the living room. Fuck you. She stuck up her middle finger. She's nuts. Well, we managed to find So, but the day wasn't over yet. In fact, it was going to be unusually busy. I'm beat. That was how I felt, but I couldn't actually say that. Next up was the real show. I was keeping a lookout on Shimon at the moment so she didn't see what Riri was cooking for dinner. It was going to be a veritable feast, apparently, but we couldn't have Shimon find out. Either way, I had to wait until So and the rest were finished. I looked into Shimon's room again. Humming away. Still, though, what was she writing about so happily? I was kind of curious. Oh, that's right. Shimon apparently did stuff late at night. Could that be related to whatever she was writing? She seemed to be having such a good time. And at times, she seemed to be at a loss. Yep, that's writing, alright. Just watching her expressions change all the time was fun. Actually, when it comes to my writing, I'm at a loss more than I'm not. But I still write. I like writing. One day, boy... She spoke to herself in between hums. Was she writing lyrics? Or was it prose? Ate his mama. What? Whatever she was writing seemed bizarre in any case. One day, a boy ate his mama. Okay. I was confused. What did she say? Ate mama. Why did that seem to jolt my memory? My body felt so cold. That phrase was like the plot. I was stunned. Shimon's voice was a little louder that time. It was like she wanted someone to hear her. Her tone was crystal clear. It had an edge to it, equivalent to a fine blade. I couldn't figure out why, but I was scared. I felt actual fear because she was so unusually carefree, so happy-go-lucky. I stepped back. I wanted to get away. Stay there. Was she telling me that? She was commanding someone to remain. Was that me? Why did she know? The plot? You'll be at ease soon. So, I turned around, startled. Everything's ready. And so was there. I was so cold. It felt like my brain, my spine had frozen. So, right after she said that, So showed up. Like she'd already known about that in advance. Known about that in advance? Did she know that So was going to show up? What's wrong? So questioned me. Nothing. It had to be a coincidence. Nothing else made sense. We're gonna. She might have just said so and not so, too. It was just a strange coincidence. That had to be it. What's Shimon-san doing? Writing. Huh? What? I don't know. Whatever. Shimon-san! So went in Shimon's room. Huh? So-san? Dinner's ready. Huh, okay. It's gonna be a feast. Really? Yay! The word contradiction. Really? Shimon happily gonna be didn't read that fast enough, sorry. It just wouldn't leave my mind. I felt so left behind. What's with the dark look on your face, kid? As the world seemed to go on without me. I'm not crazy, right, So? How about you feast off our scraps then, you snooty snooter? It would only make sense for you to say something about this. You must think that there's something off here. Shimon? Yes? Now that you fue, as always, Shimon said. Didn't I tell you before? Didn't I tell you that she was writing something, So? Shimon, what are you doing? Shimon said, knitting. Knitting? And I think that is where we're going to end off this episode of Myth. I love it when a game does a cliffhanger for me when I really don't have to say much of anything. I think we're going to be getting into a little bit of plot now. So, next time, Shimon's birthday party. Well, I hope to see you all there.